joining me for your Sun, Moon, and Rising placement, October 2020. ASMR Tarot Forecast. For your readings this month, I'm using a few major arcana tarot decks. So the first one I will be using is the White Witch Tarot. How have you been, Aquarius? How's your month going? Oh, really? That's really interesting. Are you, excited about that? Not excited? Upset? Gotcha. So this is going to be like a modified Celtic cross a little bit, but because I'm going to be stacking the cards, I'm not going to put them one on top of the other yet. Second deck is a German language Egyptian tarot deck. Love the artwork. It's all black, white, and gold. And the imagery is really powerful. Really tiny tarot deck that I bought on Etsy. I really love this deck also. It's very small and very beautiful. rapture type judgment in the artwork, but in the artwork of this card, you can see this woman is imagining all of the people watching her. So it talks more about the judgment that we leverage against ourselves and the judgment we feel from others. The next card is the Lover's card for this deck, and this card really talks about choices that we can make. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the expressions on the two women's faces are quite different. Excuse me, I hope that wasn't too loud. The woman in the white dress has kind of a nasty smirk on her face, and the woman in the black dress looks very dour. So, but the guy in the middle looks very happy, even though his feet are wrapped up in this lemniscate-like rope. And on top of that, we have Eon. Eon is very much like the Judgment card, so we have Judgment coming out in a couple of ways. However, the Eon card is slightly different in that it talks much more about the evolution of time, the evolution of ages, and the progression of the self. So, I see here something about a choice, something about judgment. It could be judgment you feel based on romantic interactions with people as well, because the Lover's card is coming out. It might be a partner, or it might just be that in general you feel judged by the people that you are attracted to. Let's look at the past. We have the Strength card. So it's possible that you were not always feeling like this, and that there were times in the past where you were much more confident, or where it didn't matter to you. We have the Magician card as well. This card is all about manifestation and being able to create the destiny that you desire. And then finally we have the Fortune card, which of course is indicative of fortune turning to your favor. So now I'm going to go down here, and then I'm going to come back up and go out to the future. We have the Star card. The Star card is the product of manifestation. It can be about fame or fortune or your life in the public eye, or really just reaching the potential that you have set for yourself. On top of that, we have the High Priest card. So the High Priest could be about a marriage, but it can also be about adherence to the status quo. In this particular situation, it could be that you have finally gotten to a point with your physical appearance where you we have the sun. So the sun is all about success, and it's about balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine parts of the self. We also have the Tower card here, so that could be a very destructive ending to something that's going on right now around you. But on top of it, we have this, which is the Chariot card for this deck. And it has the god Osiris, the god of resurrection, on it. We also have the Star card coming out again, so there is a victory here, definitely. And I don't know if the Tower moment was something that led you to this victory, or maybe it was something that happened to societal standards of beauty. Maybe there has come a point where society's standard of beauty and the average appearance have kind of gotten much closer, and that has helped you with your self-esteem. Let's look at the future. In the future, again, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out, and this card is definitely about luck coming to you. You can see this cycle that's occurring. The baby encircled by the snake, and then there's like this foot with a wing on it, kind of stamping on the snake's neck so it can't bite the baby or eat the baby. And then we have on top of that the Moon card. So the Moon card can be about an artistic endeavor, but it can also be about walking a narrow path between two extremes and things being obscure and difficult to parse out. Parse. And then we have the Magician coming out again. So, your good fortune. We kind of have, like the same cards here as we do here. Your good fortune and your ability to manifest whatever you want are going to be what gets you through that period in the future when things become unclear and cloudy. The goal or destiny, we have the Fool card, and in this deck, while usually he's not watching where he's going, in this deck he has eyes all over himself. It's more like he's going into things with his eyes wide open, but not having any preconceived notions, just being receptive to the experience ahead. We have the High Priestess card here as well. And the High Priestess is about hidden knowledge. That scroll that she holds on her lap holds knowledge, and with that secret knowledge comes her power. Balance on either side of her as well, of light and dark, masculine and feminine. Duality is actually quite a construct, but it implies a range more than issue. On top of this also we have the devil, so I think that going back to the original judgment, there's always going to be some element of that nags you, possibly. But the Fool and the High Priestess together is a very interesting combination. It's like going into things having full knowledge, but also being open and receptive to new experiences. So that's a very interesting dynamic at play there. And I think it's just the devil coming in to remind you not to be overly hard on yourself or others for things that maybe you've been criticized for. But we'll find out. I'm going to pull out the Lenormand deck. So these cards are the Healing Light Lenormand, and I like them quite a bit so far. They have 2 masculine and 2 feminine significators, which is good. I'm using both of these significators for the reading today, just because the other 2 significators are bold. So the cards that I put here are going to be the events that link the past with your goal or destiny. And of course the cards here are the events between the past and the present. And then the events between the present and the future. And the events between the future and the goal or destiny. Alright, so we have the Sun, which is success. Success. We have the Rider, who is either a visitor or somebody who brings in news. And we have the Child. So the Child can be about your childhood, but it can also be about something that is new or something that has been simplified. So it's possible that somebody is bringing in news about some new success. things that have been going on for a long time. We have the mice. Now the mice are things that eat away at you. Excuse me, whether that's your money or your enjoyment or anything like that. And then the last card in that position is the birds. So the birds can be social media, but it's basically a group of people who are talking amongst each other. And it could be like gossip, but it could also just be like a business meeting or something like that. It's a large group in communication, or, like a group in communication. And that would definitely kind of go along with this situation that we're seeing here of, it looks like for a long time, the words that people have been using against you have been eating away at you. In this next set, we have the events that are bringing the present into the future. We have the crossroads, and that could also be what precipitates that tower moment. We have the stork. The stork is an animal that brings things to you. And we have the snake, and the snake is all about betrayal. So it could be that because a betrayal was brought to you, that you are making a decision to do things differently. It's kind of shifted your perspective on how important certain things are to you, like other people's opinions. And finally, we have the events that connect the future to the goal or destiny. We have the anchor. This is something that is firmly rooted, or a foundation of something. It's something that anchors you. We have the cross, which is about burdens. And we have the mountain, which is about obstacles. So, burdens and obstacles in your foundation. I feel like, especially when you are looking at law of attraction and trying to bring things into your life, these things represent the headspace of the manifestor. And if you have a lot of these ideas about obstacles and burdens in your foundation back here, it can be much more difficult to manifest the results that you desire. Alright, Aquarius. Well, I guess, so that would be why you would want to have the Fool in that goal or destiny position, because the Fool wouldn't be subject to this, right? Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me today for your October 2020 ASMR Sun, Moon, and Rising Placement Tarot Forecast. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, please let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends who are Aquarius. And I hope you have a great October. Let me know in the comments as well if you have an idea for a Halloween special that you would like to see on this channel. I will be taking requests, or considering